Welcome back. Today in our Sunday Spotlight, honoring fallen police officers. This past Friday was National Police Officer Memorial Day. As part of a class project to pay tribute to those who died in service to their cities and towns, a California high school student reached out to Newington Police to learn more about Master Police Officer Peter Lavery. In this letter to Newington's chief, Madeline Taquillo writes, quote, "While searching through the Officer Down Memorial Page website, I found Master Police Officer Lavery. It was saddening to hear how he was shot while responding to that domestic disturbance call in 2004. After reading up on him, I'm certain he must have been a noble officer who served his community. I express my deepest condolences." We're happy to welcome both Madeline and Newington Police Chief Stephen Clark to our program this morning. Thank you both for being with us. Madeline, I want to start with you. Tell me about finding Officer Lavery and what it was about that officer and that story that struck a chord with a high school student in California.
So the morning it was assigned to us, my teacher, Mr. Dan Settle, told us to go to the Officer Down Memorial page to look for officers that, aren't with us anymore. I was assigned the state Connecticut, so I started researching there. And under the Connecticut page, I found the Newington Police Department, and there I found Officer Lavery.
Was it something about his story that you said, this is someone I'd like to learn more about? Was there something that stood out? What was it about him that got your attention?
I just found his name, and I thought I might as well take a look. And then, I read up on him, and it was really interesting to hear about. And I was moved watching or reading up on him. It was really saddening, and I'm glad I did this project. I'm really glad I found him.
Well, Chief Clark, I know you're glad that you did this project as well. I know you were there the night Officer Lavery was shot. Much later, I was also there covering it as a brand new reporter at the time. Tell us a little bit about what you shared with Madeline about him. What did you want her to know about Peter Lavery?
I think it's over the years, it's been very important for us at the police department, Peter's wife, Pam, his friends and family, to keep his memory alive. I mean, we have memorial services, a motorcycle ride, and the fact that, a high school student 3,000 miles away is really recognizing his service, his sacrifice is pretty amazing. And I can't thank her enough. Having worked that night, experienced everything that went on, just to receive the letter, it makes it so meaningful to me. The fact that it was handwritten and it wasn't typed just made it that much more special. So I can't thank her enough. And I know, speaking on behalf of the family and all of us here at the Newington Police Department, how much we appreciate what she did in recognizing Peter's sacrifice.
And Chief, it's always struck me in knowing this story now for almost 2 decades, which is really incredible that much time has passed. This is about as basic of a police officer response as you could get. A domestic call, the suspect was in the basement. Officer Lavery went down the basement stairs. Police officers know through their training that can be dangerous, but he went down there. He knew the suspect. He was going to engage and do his job, right? Isn't this just about what every police officer does when they go to work? This is the job.
Absolutely, and it sounded so routine. I was literally a mile away from the house, tied up on another call when I actually heard the call in. And it actually started out as a check of welfare. Officers were sent to the house to check on the female party living there. So that's how it started. It just started out as a routine call, check the welfare. After speaking to the female victim, Peter had learned that she had been assaulted. Went into the house, looked for the suspect in the house, and was in the process of going down the stairs when he was shot with a fully automatic assault rifle approximately 18 times as he went down the stairs. So yeah, it started off as a very basic call that escalated very quickly.
Yeah, and certainly then led to that whole all-night standoff with the suspect who was holed up in the basement, and just such a sad outcome all around. Madeline, I just want to ask you, in this Police Memorial Week, as we're talking about this, what does it feel like to have the Newington Police Department be so grateful just to get your letter?
It's an honor to be acknowledged, honestly. I wasn't expecting any of this, but I'm really thankful they've reached out to me, honestly.
And
It's an
Chief,
honor.
I know certainly there's been easier times in our history to be a police officer than right now. It must be nice to know that there's students out there who appreciate that.
Absolutely. You know, I can see she's wearing one of Peter's T-shirts that we had sent to her. So I just want to let her know she's just as much a part of the Newington Police family. So, you know, we accept you with open arms. And like I said, I know your parents are proud of you. I'm sure your teacher is proud of you. I know there's a whole group of people here that are just as proud. So thank you.
Well, it's amazing to see one assignment, a nice kid, and a memory. The police department there in Newington bears Officer Lavery's name now, and another remembrance here coming from Madeline's project. So thank you both so much for being with us here on CT22. We're glad we're able to share this story. And just today, remember all the officers that we've lost, but certainly Peter Lavery, who was lost back in 2004. Thank you both for being with us here on CT22.
Thanks so much.
Well, that is our show. That is CT22 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley is up next. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll meet you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.